Hi everyone, welcome to Data Analytics blog. And if this is your first time on this channel, kindly click the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel, and also click the notification button to receive updates on all the weekly tutorial that I share. So on this video tutorial, I'm going to be sharing some tricks and tips on Excel that I find very useful, that people don't normally use, and it's very useful. So I'm going to be walking us through how to navigate through how to use filter in Excel, assuming that you have different name and different departments, and you want to categorize each of these names to different departments. You can use filter function for that. You want to create multiple email, you want to create line chart, you want to do a very beautiful line chart like this. So now we are going to be starting with filter first. That's the first thing that we are going to be starting with. So it's very important for us to know there's some hidden functions in Excel that people don't normally use, and I find them very useful. So I thought to just share it with my subscriber. I thought to share the video so that people will know how to navigate through this function, when to use them, how to use them, and also make sure you subscribe to my channel. So now let's start with this. So assuming you are having this, the first thing that you are going to be starting with is filter. So there is a filter function, there is a button in the Power BI that is called in Excel, that is called filter. So we are going to be walking through how to I'm going to be walking you through how to make use of that. So assuming you are having this particular name and department, you have name of each person and their department in a particular company, and you want to categorize them into different departments. You want to put the name into different departments. You don't want to use VLOOKUP, you can actually use filter function for that. So let me delete this. Then let's start with this. So I think we have like 5 projects, 5 departments. Let's do that. Let me just put this here, put it there, then remove duplicate. I'm going to be removing duplicates to know how many departments we have. So we have 5 departments. So I'm going to be copying this now, and I'll paste by special, so that I'm going to be using paste transpose. So I've pasted by special now. Okay, HR was actually done twice, so let me delete that. So now I have HR department, and I have what's it called, IT, I have finance, then I have sales department. So I can just put it like this. Then I want to put the name, instead of me to be looking for HR, what are the people in HR, instead of me to be copying and paste, look for people under IT, then copy and paste, you can actually use filter function for it. So I'm going to be using filter function like this. So it equals to filter. Okay, so I'm going to be using filter function for that, equals to filter filter. Then what is the array? This is the array, the name is the array. Then what do you want to include? Then I'm going to lock the formula. So you have to lock your formula with, is either with F4, or you just press $sign. So you lock your formula. So I'm going to lock everything. So put it here. So lock it, F4, then comma. Then what do you want to include? I want to include the department. Again, you lock the formula. Then if empty, so if the anything that is empty, what am I going to include there? Equals to, I'm going to be including the department, each of the departments. So I'm going to be using the first one as, so I'm going to close the bracket, then click. Now you can now see now that everything under HR, all the name under, all the people under HR, it has categorized it. So if I draw it here, you can see now. So the function of locking our formula, if I didn't lock the formula, we won't have this. So because I locked my formula, that is why we were able to drag it, and it actually populates every other thing under all the name under IT, under finance, under sales. So it's very simple. So you can use filter to actually categorize or different things. You can use this to sort, or let's say to group. You can use this to group in Excel. So that's just the function of filter. You see how filter work. So now the next thing is to how to create multiple email. So assuming that you are an HR in a company and you want to create multiple email. So let's say for example the email of that company is, let's say, pentel or pent.com. Let's say pent.com, and you want to create email for each of this, for each department, or the HR department and that. So now what you are going to do now, instead of you to be writing jr dot that, so what I'm going to do is I'll just put jr. I'll include the first column, the first cell, that's the first row, Jaden Jardine dot hr at pen.com. So that I've included the first one now. So all for me to populate, so instead of me to be now be writing it one after the other, so if you want to populate this now, how do you do that? So you know that it will not, assuming we have a large data and you now want to be doing it one after the other, it will take our time. So if you want to now populate it, if you want to fill everything up, how do you do it? All you need to do now, after you have done the first row, the first row, which is the first cell, all you need is move down to the second row by clicking your enter, and then click Control E. That's what you just click Control E in your keyboard, and you will see that it has populated everything. So you don't need to be writing any other thing again. You don't need to be you don't need to be writing it manually. So once you fill up the first row, just put your cursor at the or in the second row, and then click Control E. Once you click Control E, it will fill up everything, to fill it. So now the next one is how to draw a bar chart. How to draw a bar chart. So if you have this particular, so I have this particular name, sales agent, and their sales, and I want to draw a bar chart for them. How do I achieve that? Maybe I just want to, there is a way that you can draw a bar chart. How do I achieve that? So now I've clicked, I've deleted that. So now I'm going to start afresh. So all I need to do now is, now for this bar chart, there is a formula called rept in Excel. So that's what I'm going to be using to include that bar chart. So now I'm just going to be using equals to rept. You see now, repeat text a given number of a time. Use rep to fill a cell with a number of instancing and a text string. So you will see the function clearly while practicalizing it. Rep, once you click that, all you need to do now is then introduce your double quotes, then introduce a stroke, and then your double quote again, then comma, then include this, then close the back bracket. You can see what I did. Double quote, comma, include the your first row, which is under the sales, then close the bracket. Now it has created this now. So now you fill up everything. So what's the next thing that I'm going to do now? So I'm going to be coming to this. Make sure you highlight everything. Then I'll go to this or the font. I'm going to pick a front name stencil. This is it, this stencil. That's what I'm going to be picking. So I pick this now. You can see now that it has changed to a bar chart. It has changed to a bar. So now you can actually change the color of your front. You can change it to anything that you want to change it to. You can change it to this or this. You can see the way it's moving. If I change it, so you come here and change it to the color, any color that you want to use. So that's how about this. So I'm very sure that you've already know how to use filter, how to use what's it called, how to use filter, how to create multiple image, then how to draw, use a stencil to draw to create a bar chart, how to use your font to create a bar chart in Excel. So let's move to the next, or to the next, what's it called, the next function in our next video. Bye. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel if this is your first time. Subscribe, like, share, comment, give me your feedback there. Then check the next the next video for the next tutorial.